In this final chapter of our MKULTRA series, we reach the edge of what's knowable and what might be unknowable. In 1995, a woman named Cathy O'Brien claimed she survived a hidden CIA program called Project MONARCH, a trauma-based mind control operation allegedly using dissociation, symbolism, cannibalism, presidential diamond programming, and pop culture to create programmable human beings, which if you listen to my other MKULTRAs, you knew that was Sidney Gottlieb's plan the whole time. The extreme claims made in this book actually intersect with real intelligence programs, real psychological techniques, and real historical abuses, as well as modern-day connections to Epstein and claims made by Sascha Riley. We're going to go through the Transformation of America book. Then we're going to look at Charles Manson's involvement with MHCHAOS, with Tom O'Neill's Chaos book. Today, we're wrapping up our four-part deep dive into MKULTRA today on occult symbolism and pop culture. Now today we're wrapping the whole thing up, and it's here's the bad part. Here's what you're not gonna like, because it's a new month, and I owe my supporter feeds a bonus show every month. This one lands right in that territory, and let me explain why I'm doing it. Also, don't go nowhere. I got a coupon. You can get this thing for free. All right, so stick with me here. More than free. It's actually technically going to cost me some money, but I'll explain. So the content we're discussing today, as I was making these notes, I said, this is way too hot for the free feed, the YouTube, right? Because as you know, I'm back on YouTube at Occult Symbolism. Like and subscribe. Which, by the way, I read your comments about my MKULTRA Part 1. I was wearing the sleeves, so I'm overcompensating with no sleeves today. Anyway, I was going through my notes, and I said, how the heck am I going to say any of these words on YouTube? And my thought was, I'm just not going to put it on there. I'm not going to put it on YouTube because I don't want to risk my third torching. But then the timing of this ran into February, so my idea, I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to make this a bonus show. And now the problem is because I feel like it's a bit of a rug-pulling moment for me, because I've been talking about doing the 4-part episodes, for weeks now, 4 different episodes. I am going to offer the olive branch and make up the difference here with an offer, something I've never done before. It is free access to the VIP section, and I have to give you my ramble because I constantly read people who are like complaining about things all the time. I pay thousands of dollars a year for the VIP section. It's like my own Patreon style system because I got to pay for hosting and RSS access and all these plugins, and you wouldn't believe the pain in the butt it is, right? So technically, even if I make you sign up for $1, which is the promo I've done in the past, I don't even break even. So which means if I give you free access to the VIP section, it costs me money. I'm paying you to check it out, and that's fine. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, that's what we're up against here, okay? It's just the facts of the matter. And I literally just did my annual discount code thing, so I'm looking at this as kind of like an extension, all right? And if you're interested, here's how it works. Use the coupon code MKULTRA, all one word, at IlluminatiWatcher.com. If you go to IlluminatiWatcher.com, you look at the menu up top, you'll see an option to click the VIP. Go to that page, scroll all the way down to the bottom if you're ready to just go for it. There's a sign-up form with a name and email, and you're going to use the coupon code MKULTRA for the monthly plan of Tier 1 or Tier 2, all right? Tier 1 gets you pretty much everything you want. Tier 2 gets you all that stuff plus the video version of the show, ad-free, early access, bonus content. It's on an unlisted Rumble video. But either one of those, I'm going to give that to you for free, down to $0 for the first month. First month only, meaning after that first month, you're going to pay $5 for Tier 1 or $10 for Tier 2. So that's on you to cancel before then, okay? And what happens is when you sign up, you're going to get an email with your RSS link. You're going to copy and paste that RSS link into one of the compatible apps listed where you sign up. You'll see a list. Like I use the Apple app, works great. There's several on there if you don't do Apple. And you'll be in bonus content, ad-free, early access, every episode back to 2014. And I'm going to give you till February 28th to get this done, okay? So hurry up. All right. And links are going to be in the show notes and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. All right. So in part 1, we explained what MKULTRA was. We talked a little bit about pop culture, movies, celebrities, David McGowan's book Program to Kill about mind control killers. And that pop culture element, keep that in mind for part 4 today, all right? And in part 2, we talked about Gordon Thomas's stuff, the program through the eyes of William Buckley, a little bit on Operation Often, the black magic aspect of it. and some of the crazy doctors involved, and psychic driving techniques and assassination manuals. Then in part 3, we went through Poisoner in Chief, the book about Sidney Gottlieb, the man running the program. Talked a lot about the Operation Paperclip and Operation Midnight Climax and all these, the horny nerds in the CIA doing their thing. And today we're going through Transformation of America, which is Cathy O'Brien's book, which is where we get the origin for the conspiracy about Project Monarch. If you ever watch any videos on, YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and you see these conspiracy guys are like, oh, she's got the butterfly next to her head, right? Including yours truly. I've done this too. Like the butterfly signifies Project Monarch, which signifies she's been mind controlled, right? This is where it comes from. And you're going to be a little shocked when I read you the notes of the claims being made in this book, all right? Then we're going to round it back out with another sort of taste of the, I'm not going to say rational, more normal, more acceptable form of conspiracy for the public, and that's Charles Manson connected in with MHCHAOS. And then we're going to go through the in conclusion, and I'll give you my sort of final thoughts on mind control and where we go from here. All right. So we've got a lot to get through. So and also I got to mention that when we go through Cathy O'Brien's book, again, this is a pretty big book. I'm going to give you the things that I find interesting, and I'll try to sort of tell her story as we go. If you want to dig deeper or connect more dots that I don't bring up, by all means, get her book. It's an interesting read. And you got to know it if you want to be one of these conspiracy guys talking about butterflies and mind control, all right? So Cathy writes this book it's published, I should say, in 1995. And from what I can tell, she seems to be the first to ever discuss this Project Monarch, meaning this Monarch thing was never really officially acknowledged or found in the CIA documents. The source is her, all right, and her story and her testimony. And the curious aspect here is that she is claiming that basically the MKUltra projects continued well past their revelation to the public in the 1970s, all right? And the book, let's explain how the book is laid out. It's an autobiography, but there is a foreword by Mark Phillips. And Mark Phillips is the guy that helped her recover these memories. And he says, he worked for the Department of Defense and trauma-based mind control projects and mind control research. So, of course, he's the expert for this kind of thing. And he takes the credit for liberating Cathy and her daughter Kelly from this mind control system. And he writes basically part 1 of the book, which lays out the scope of the whole program. He describes mind control being the same thing as information control. Mind control, he explains mind control as secret knowledge, which obviously is power, right? And that ends with control. So you can see how these things are connected and why the powers that be want to maintain these things. And Mark even suggested an occult link to all of this. I'm going to read you from the book. In 1971, the New York Times reported a story on the Central Intelligence Agency and occult research, the basis of which was gained through a collection of documents released by the U.S. government printing office under the Freedom of Information Act. This was a report to Congress and clearly showed that the CIA was interested in the cause and effect clinical findings that occult religious practices have on the black arts, practitioners, and or the observer's mind. Of particular interest to the CIA were the heightened levels of suggestibility that certain occult rituals produced in the minds of practitioners. And blood... can I say this? Red liquid stuff? Because I think I'm probably still in the YouTube preview here. Cannibalism and rituals were ranked highest in the order of importance to their research. Now, these claims were made in the 1990s, like I said, and that Gordon Thomas' book, Operation Often, wasn't released till 2007. All right, so my initial thought was, well, that's weird. How did they know about it beforehand? So I dug into it, and it turns out Operation Often was actually revealed in 1977 during the Senate hearing, according to Wikipedia. Now, there's discussion about how information control can lead to brainwashing, and this is all done through the manipulation of the mind and advertising, which connects us into the world of Edward Bernays and Carl Jung and symbolism and so on. And Mark Phillips cites the 1947 National Security Act as a way to protect the criminal activity being conducted by the U.S. government. So there it is again, that 1947 National Security Act, rearing its ugly head. In the 1980s, Mark would meet a man named Alex Houston, who wanted Mark to establish some international business for manufacturing in China. And this is how he meets Cathy O'Brien, because Alex Houston was married to Cathy O'Brien. And Mark finds out that Alex was transporting Cathy and her daughter Kelly, because she had Kelly with a different man named Wayne Cox, who she alleges was a serial killer. All right, so Alex Houston is not Kelly's father, but he is married to Cathy. Okay. But he finds out that he was taking them to Bohemian Grove to be used as sex workers. And he would be approached by some intel folks who basically tell him to kill Alex Houston. The story gets pretty convoluted. The whole book is, I would argue, a very difficult read. It's actually pretty convoluted throughout. There's a lot of huge claims made, and then they just move on to the next sentence like nothing was claimed. It's like, wait a minute, what? You know, it's like, well, then Bill Clinton mind controlled and me. So then I was on my way to Disneyland, and you're like, wait a minute, what? You know, like that's how I felt reading the whole book. So then Mark helps Cathy and Kelly move away from Alex Houston and his control over them. But he had to use elements of mind control, apparently, to get them to leave Houston, which he calls the deprogramming. And this is pretty wild. I Googled around for Alex Houston to see if this person exists. And because the book tells us he was a ventriloquist and a country western singer and a hypnotist from Tennessee. So I find an obituary of a guy named Walter Alex Houston who died in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, who was a country west ventriloquist. And if you go through the comments, people are all up in there talking about how he was Cathy O'Brien's mind control handler. Wild stuff. Again, either it's one of two things. Either this is incredibly slanderous or it's a really dark conspiracy, okay? All right, cut the music. That's it for the preview. I mean, it was a quick one because things get out of hand real quick. The territories that we cover are very dark, not safe for the free feed. So if you want to get in on this, I think the full episode is about an hour and a half because we go through a ton of information. We walk through Cathy O'Brien's story and we break down all the claims being made about Project MONARCH and the people involved and the presidents and the programming and the symbolism. We uncover why you see these celebrities with gems over their eye and what the colors mean. Lots of stuff to go through with Cathy O'Brien. Then we're going to go through Charles Manson and Tom O'Neill's book CHAOS, which supports everything I've been saying this whole series, right? So it was kind of like we dive deep and then we come back up and we get one more taste of what is happening in reality, and that's basically that these nerds are going to kill us. These MKUltra people I believe that it's been working ever since. They claim they stopped doing it. I think they've mastered it, and I think they know what they're doing, and I think you see this in pop culture, and it's all a control system, basically. So if you want the full episode, as you already heard in my preamble, just go to, you can just sign up at the patreon.com/Illuminati Watcher. That's the most popular if you want to just sign up, or you can do Apple Premium, mash the button and you're in. But if you want to take advantage of that basically free, go to IlluminatiWatcher.com, hit that VIP tab of the menu up top, scroll all the way to the bottom, use coupon code MKUltra, all one word. And what's going to happen is I'm going to email you an RSS link, and you're going to copy and paste that into one of the compatible apps that you can see when you sign, where you on that page, that VIP page, is the list of the apps. Doesn't work for Spotify as far as I know. I'm trying to figure that out. Spotify works with Patreon if that's the route you insist on. But for the free VIP section thing, you've got till February 28th. Put in code MKULTRA and you'll get it in for $0 for tier 1 or tier 2 on the monthly plan. Tier 2 is the video version. That's the one I recommend. But after the first month, it goes up to $5 and $10. $10 for tier 2. Okay. But anyway, the RSS link, you're going to copy and paste that, drop it in, and I'm going to send you a personalized video when you sign up. I see it on my little phone, and I record you a little message like, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is my email address. This is where you find links how to do everything, and it's risk-free, right? If you get in there and you're like, dude, I hate this, I hate you, I can cancel it. I can refund the charge next month. If you're like, hey, I forgot to cancel, I can refund it. Like, just shoot me an email, okay? You'll get all that information when you sign up, and you'll be supporting your favorite independent artist. But you're gonna love the VIP section. Once you get in there, you're gonna say, why did I want to get rid of these ads and get the bonus content all these years? And then you can sign up for an annual plan and save even more money. Wow, what a deal. So links are going to be in the show notes, or just go to IlluminatiWatcher.com, VIP tab, scroll all the way down, sign up, coupon code MKUltra, all one word. All right, stay positive.